Are you tired of your builds? Are you tired of the way they look? Are you wondering how to make something like this? Well, guess what? You're in the right place. Hey Terraria fans, what is going on? Welcome back to another one of the World Tour videos. Guys, it's been a little while, as you know, since we've released these. They take me a little bit longer to get to. I have so many speed builds that I gotta keep editing. But, guys, in this one, we're gonna be looking at two builds. The Japanese temple build that I made, which I really like the way it turned out. Now, I will say, gotta do a little bit of work on those trees. We're getting better. And the second, guys, is our Valheim-inspired build. It's a Viking build. It actually looks really good. I think both of them look really good. So definitely take a look at them, guys. You can probably see in the thumbnail, but you can also see both of these builds already as speed builds on the channel as well, which you can find right up here. Go check them out, guys, if you want to get a little bit more sense of sort of what that looked like coming together. It does take me about 3 to 4, maybe 5 hours to do some of these builds, guys, and we do them on stream. Speaking of streaming, guys, as you know, I am live every day except Wednesday and Sunday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So come find us on Twitch, guys. Link is down below. And we obviously play Terraria on Tuesdays, guys, where you can join in and actually do your own build. So definitely recommend you show up for that if you have an opportunity. If you can't, guys, no worries. Feel free to hang out and chat. And of course, you can kind of see how all these builds actually come together. So in my World Tour video, guys, what I want to do is kind of break down a little bit more the materials I'm using and, of course, what I was thinking when I was making this, right? So sometimes it's about getting inspiration, sometimes about techniques, sometimes it's just about literally just the kind of paint I'm using. Sometimes it's just about how to do some different techniques like actuating a block or hammering it or just using some different materials to make things look a certain way. So definitely recommend, if you have any questions, guys, please leave a comment down below. So guys, if you're enjoying the content, feel free to leave a like or subscribe and tell your friends, tell your family, bring them on in here, guys. We're trying to grow the channel, and of course, we'll have more content coming your way on a regular basis. Pretty much every 2 or 3 days, you'll see an upload from me. So keep coming in, keep hitting that subscribe button. I really appreciate it, guys. And one day we'll get into that wonderful algorithm. All right, guys, so with all that being said, let's jump into the builds right now, and we will see you on the backside. Alright, guys, so here we are at our first build. This is the Japanese temple, and here are the materials that we use. Now, you can see there's quite a lot of materials, but there's nothing too fancy. I will say for some of the kind of walls in the background, we use mottled stone, some craggy stone. This is not anything too crazy. Now, I will say what was interesting was I did use some negative paint, which I don't really ever use. We also use some crimstone brick and some mudstone. And we also use some large bamboo. But again, nothing too crazy that you can't find normally. We also tried to play around with some different walls, and we used some blue slab and some green slab walls, which I actually really like the way these look. Now, if you did see the speed build video, guys, you'll notice that I played around with all kinds of blocks and just different things. And so really when it comes down to this build, guys, it's not like you have to build a block for block, but the idea is to see what we used and where. And we also use some of this Krampus horn. I don't know, I really like it. It fits for the banners that we made, so it looks really cool. We also use some corrupt grass. Well, I think we use this for the trees, but I'll have to double check that. And like I said, guys, paint wise, really didn't use a lot of different paints, just some gray, some blue paint, and some negative, which was interesting, and then some shadow paint to hide a few things. Yeah, that's all we got. But feel free to pause here, guys, if you want to take a look at these materials, because we're going to be moving through them quickly. Okay, guys, so let's check out this build. All right, guys, so the first thing I want to show you is the trees. Now, again, my trees, well, at least at this stage, were not very good. They still need some work, but we're starting to get a little bit better. One thing I definitely start to recommend to people is start to do something that looks like this, where you actually put the leaves in front of where the branch might be. It gives it kind of more of a realistic effect. Now, this is where we used all the negative paint, guys. This is how you get this kind of very bright, vibrant pink color. You can see we also use the negative paint on some of the plants that you can put down. So these are really just kind of easy techniques that you can use. Now, the trees and the branches and that stuff, they look a little dark. I could have gone with maybe wood instead of mahogany here. But again, guys, as you know, I don't really like to change things on builds after I've made them. So we kind of leave it as it is. It blends well with the sort of potted sakura plants, which you can make here. These kind of, I let time pass and they grew on their own. Now down here, guys, you'll see just this is where we use some of the slab walls. This is the green slab wall, I believe. Just gives it a different look. And then what we did over to the left here is we actually decided to make a little bridge. Now, And I think when I first started this, again, check out the speed build because you will see how I started this. I think I actually started with the bridge first, and I wasn't really sure how I was going to do this. The trees actually came in later into the build, but we wanted to make something that felt kind of that sort of Japanese theme. So we wanted something that was a little overgrown, and I actually love this little lantern look here. This is something that's really cool. These are just Dynasty lanterns on some grass. The bridge is nothing special, guys. We try to make it look a little bit 3D by doing kind of a gray and a white tone on the different sides of our bricks. Turned out pretty good. And then we used some bamboo here just to make some different platforms. I think we also might have used, I think this might be spooky wood here, just to kind of break it up and make it a little bit more interesting. All right, so here we go, guys. This is the main piece to the build, of course, the actual temple. Now, what's really cool about this is these banners. I've been playing around with different banners kind of offline and trying to figure out something. I wanted to make this look very wooden and very, like, I guess more authentic. And I know they always have these kind of little pagodas, which I've made a lot of, so I kind of went with the pagoda theme. What I will say, guys, you'll see this all in here looks very complicated, but it's very quite simple. This is a fence, so you can use a bit of a technique here for the fencing, depending on the fence you use, but basically you want to use boreal fence in the middle, and this will kind of break up the fence and make it look a little bit skinnier like a post. It works really well, and you just use a normal, you can use a boreal, or sorry, not a boreal, you'll use a any other fence if you're choosing outside here. So it just kind of thins it out, and then we capped it with a block. And then I just filled this in with different platforms and let the wood kind of sort of break it up. And it just kind of gives it a more, I guess, interesting look. You know, then we just kind of copied the pattern, we put some candles on the edges, and we obviously went with a shingled roof. Now, looking at the build, guys, one thing I would like to fix would be right here is put a bit of a background wall so you don't have this kind of step up that blends out, but it's okay. You know, these are little corrections that you can make later. And beyond that, like the top roof, as you can see, guys, is nothing too crazy, nothing to write home about. Same sort of mechanical, sort of once I came up with this, I made it, I tried to make it look sort of the same. We did add some bamboo fence, though, just to give it a bit of a different look. Again, we're trying to make this big roof look a little different. So to add a bit more detail, guys, you'll see that we have some wooden beams that go across. Now, again, these are nothing crazy. We kind of blended a bunch of different background walls here, and then we just took, I believe this is our wood wall, and I believe this is ebon wood wall. So this is normal wood wall and ebon wood wall. So they look the same. This one is vertical and one goes horizontal. And then we just added this here to give it a bit more detail. So beyond that, guys, really the philosophy for the build, there are no real special techniques here that I use. I think it looks very complex, but what I will say is definitely mixing in like fences and some platforms and just kind of going with the flow and adding different block types will help you get this kind of look, and you can break it up and make it very symmetrical or asymmetrical. It doesn't really matter. All right, guys, so that is the Japanese temple build out of the way. If you do have any questions about anything in terms of techniques or blocks or just some ideas about what I was doing, feel free to leave that down in the comments below. I will respond to those. But let's move on to our second build, which is our sort of Viking Valheim inspired build, and I really like it, so let's jump there now. Alright, guys, so here we are at our second build. I'm going to highlight all the materials that we use for this build right here. Again, nothing fancy in this one, really honestly nothing fancy. These are all very common blocks that I use. Feel free again to pause this here if you need to take a look at these materials so you get an idea. But again, if you aren't sure, just leave a comment and I'll try to respond what material I was using. So guys, much like the Japanese temple build I just showed you, this one is also on the channel. You can see a speed build of it up already. Feel free to go check out that video if you want to see it just come together. But again, it's up there already, so this is more about showing you a bit more of the breakdown of why we built it and some of the techniques and interesting features that are included. Alright guys, so here is the Valheim inspired build. Let me just give it a quick walkthrough so you can see it. It's not too big, but it looks really cool. I think it came out really well. Now, it is inspired by our previous build that we made over here, which is also, again, this is a speed build you can see, and this is also I believe covered in another one of my world tour videos. So I really want to highlight just some of the cool things that I think came out really nicely. I've started building a little bit more of these little outcroppings here, these little awnings. I think they add a lot to the builds. And so this one was just kind of, again, the theme for this whole build, guys, was obviously wood and stone. So this is going to be our spooky wood wall and our spooky wood, all painted brown. Then we have some, I believe this is some living wood or mahogany wood. Living mahogany wood, I should say, or mahogany wand put in there as well. And then we just have some posts going up. Another thing we did was use that same post technique where we use our boreal wood in the middle of a different fence just to make it look thinner. And then we actually do another thing to thicken up the build a little bit, which is a common trick that if you're not sure of how to do this or always wondered how it's done, this is just mahogany wall, painted brown, that you put right on the edge here, and it kind of thickens it up. So it just makes it look a little bit more like it's built from lumber. So again, my roofing game, guys, it's not that good. It's getting better, but it's not that good. These little things are, I just literally made them again from our build over here. As you can see, they mimic quite a lot. I basically just took some platforms and some blocks and just, I believe this is a mix of Dynasty wood and some other woods, and just kind of hammered them until I got a shape that I liked, and they kind of look a little bit like a little lizard head or a snake or something like that. For the roof itself though, guys, I really like the way this turned out, so I went to, usually I do this technique to do a background wall, but I decided I would make a sort of outcropped roof here, so this would be the kind of 3D looking element. And here we use, again, normal wood, some spooky wood wall, and of course some ebon wood wall that has that vertical component, and we just kind of mixed and matched them in here so it looks a bit more rugged. We also actuated these spooky wood beams here because I wanted to be able to have that darker look, but also so I could run through it. And obviously here, guys, we just took some mudstone brick wall, painted that gray, and put some wood, different woods in it, and made it look like a bit of an attic. Now for the little armory room, guys, I didn't want to do anything too crazy. Again, this is all just a lot, well, predominantly this is all our spooky wood wall. We added some beams with our bamboo wall painted brown, and I wanted to keep it all thematically the same, so we just really kept one layer of, I believe this is the green slab wall in the background, and then I wanted to make little kind of indents here of wood that were supporting the structure that we took from the first build. So our first Viking build over here to our right. So I wanted to keep that sort of little bits and pieces that kind of lined up with it. And then I wanted to make the stone look really rugged. So what I did was I took different stone types. So this is stone brick. We have some ebon stone. We then have, I believe, some mudstone brick, and then just some normal stone, I think, as well. And we just kind of blended all these and just mixed and matched them how we liked, so it looks very rugged. And that's how you get this effect here. So it looks like there's a lot of complexity and a lot of stuff going on, but it's really very simple. And then for the blue tiled wall, guys, that is really just up here and mixed into the walls. I think we also might have a little down on these main floors, but again, just wanted to mix it up and have some verticality here in this sort of, I guess, dining hall with our bamboo and our ebon wood wall. So again, guys, like, you want to mix and match your walls to get these effects. It's not that complicated, but definitely recommend when you're putting walls up, guys, use a variety of blocks, see what works, and then just mix and match till you have something that you like. None of this was premeditated or planned. I just knew I wanted to have sort of a interesting and rather large Viking themed build. I could have added snow on the build. I think that would have looked really good. I could have let it drip down and just make it look a little bit more as part of the environment. So that is something, as I looked at it kind of now, I realized I would probably change that. I'd probably add that kind of content in and just kind of make it look a little bit nicer, but it's not something you have to do. This is always, very subjective. I'm just trying to point little flaws out that I think some people may not see. All right, so there you go, guys. There is our Valheim inspired build. You can, again, find this as a speed build already on the channel, so definitely go check that out if you're interested. But guys, as I said, this build, really like the way it turned out, some really cool features, and if you have any questions, guys, feel free to leave a comment down below. I will try my best to answer the question as quickly as I can. All right, guys, so there we go. There are our two builds for today's World Tour video. I do hope you're enjoying them as much as I am. I know they look complicated, guys, but I promise you can definitely put these together if you try. Now, that being said, if you have any questions, if you're not sure how I put something together, if I didn't explain it well enough, or you have a question about some of the materials or technique or whatever, just leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you. And guys, if you're enjoying the content, please feel free to check out some of the other videos because we got a bunch and we got a bunch more coming. So keep an eye out. And with all that being said, guys, I appreciate you checking out the video. And as always, thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it. We will see you in the next one.